Everyone thought that premiere was peak, and it was. Don't get me wrong. Season 3 started off a bang, but the end of episode 2, hold my wine. Rhaenyra said, "Hold my wine. The queen has landed in Queen's Landing," and heads rolled. Literally, heads rolled. One deserving and one probably deserving too. Just to be honest, the entire power dynamic of Westeros just flipped in 60 minutes. I don't know what the Green's gonna do. It was absolute madness in episode 2. We're gonna break it down. This is your review. This is House of Dragon season 3, episode 2, Queen's Landing. This is your review and your reaction. I am your host, Elmay. Let's get it started. Listen, this episode is so much. It was a lot to this episode I'm wondering about, and we're going to get in there in this review because the whole show review going to be tomorrow. This is my immediate reaction and my thoughts. This show did a lot to me to add character to Rhaenyra and Alicent, because everybody else in this show is basically monsters who consume with power and would do anything and would do whatever to anybody. Like the way Daemon took the sword, basically like happened to skip and ended old boy's head, just let it roll. My guy, Lord Jasper, we don't rock with you, my guy. We saw what you did to Alicent. We saw what you tried to do to Alicent. They caught you, put you in jail, now your head gone. My boy was excited. I don't blame him for that. But he didn't know that. He did not know that. But he was too excited. And then the human part of Rhaenyra doing it, chopping off his head, and feeling guilty about it with tears in her eyes to take the throne, as she took Otto's head as the person who facilitated this. Even in the books, it was no resistance, and we wondered why. If you ever thought about it in the book, like, why is there no resistance? I know everybody gone, but they didn't really fight hard, because you also had what Lord, the Iron Guard, Sir Luther, and all them. They didn't fight hard, and you kind of wondered why, because Alicent set it up. We didn't know that in the books. This show kind of like fills in gaps that we don't know because it's read from third person. So I get it. But my God, when Alicent came in and you felt the humanity of her and seeing her dad's head on the ground when she wasn't expected was insane. By the way, they said Clubfoot, Sir Lars, left a gift for him just in case he took over. Meaning, don't follow us. We leaving you alone. We go in peace. We going away. You can do whatever you want. You good. I'll give you Otto. He's locked up in the room. You didn't even know it. We actually sent old boy to give it to you. Here you go. Look what the rats drug in the dark, as he said. Which set it up where you don't have to have, he is fled, but this will set the place for him in Otto Hightower, because it sends a statement, because he's the one who orchestrated the whole thing. So I get the plan. Clubfoot is very smart, by the way. So I get it. But then Alicent coming in after providing her everything she's promised and seeing her father's head on the ground hurt too. Just as much, not as much as this. This one hurt a lot more because Jace was pretty much innocent in this whole thing. Otto is not innocent in any stretch. He kind of caused this. Alicent even kind of stated it in a way that she lied when she was talking to Helena. I thought you said you heard the king's words. She said, I don't remember. Memories are fuzzy nowadays, basically. I cannot remember. Who can tell now? Meaning she kind of knew she lied. And Otto kind of facilitated that lie, like, hey, you can have the power. And the whole situation Otto kind of facilitated. I tried my best. But Rhaenyra, at the end, she missed the first time to hit him in the back and then decided, let me get this done. Because she was reluctant. I don't even, has she ended lives in this series without being on a dragon? Like with her bare sword? I don't know, because Daemon did a lot of the work through this episode. But you kind of see the humanity in her and Alicent, because this show has done a job compared to the books on making these two people way more humane than they were in the books. Even though I think Rhaenyra, if the story holds up, it can't change this, because Rhaenyra storyline can't change from this, because these people felt it. Like all this behind the door stuff and all this stuff, the jester and all these people wouldn't know. They wouldn't know this stuff. But what happened to the people coming up, which y'all see later, it does happen to them, so they wouldn't know this. So I'm curious to how that quite happens. So I am very curious about this show. and what happened, and how would Alicent take it that she was technically betrayed by Rhaenyra, who has been pretty much the good guy throughout this show, and this is her first really bad thing she did, in which she could have had old boy do it and she could kind of like get it off her hands, but that happened. And then the other big thing in the show that I was really excited about was seeing Aegon go to Harrenhal and seeing the difference between him and Daemon, because we had my boy, he literally always does this, in which Sir Simon, he just does this little cozy thing to people, like, I don't fight, and put his hand on the shoulder. Aegon ain't going for that. Daemon did, which they both are in the same vein of the same person in a lot of ways. But you can see Aegon is a little more cutthroat than Daemon, even though Daemon is very cutthroat. Daemon listens and give people a shot. Daemon was rewarded with food. Aegon was rewarded by ending him and his kid's life with a knife in the back, asking and begging for a witch on the ground for help. Daemon was treated like a king. Aegon was begging for a witch to help him, because in that episode she did ask for Harrenhal, and Daemon said no. And the witch said, I don't care about your rubies. They don't mean nothing. I want Harrenhal. So what would Aegon promise? Is that the way they get back in it? Because right now the blacks are up. You got one dragon and you're in a bad condition right now. And she has multiple dragons, in which she rode with, as we learned that. I was wondering what happened to the bastards. I thought it was going to be the dragon seeds. I was wondering what's going to happen to them. I was calling them the bastards, but the dragon seeds, I was wondering what happened to them and how it was going to relate. And we end up seeing them go with them to Queen's Landing and go into the palace and use the dragons to fight and to direct her there. We also saw Daemon get upset with them and slap them and ask them what happened. So that happens. I'm trying to figure out the pieces, because some stuff in the book changed so much. And y'all, we can talk about it in the comments. Make sure you put spoilers in the comments when we talk about it, because I don't want people who ain't seen or read the book to do it. So make sure you put spoilers in front and maybe put a few dots underneath, and then we can talk about it in the comments, and I'll talk to you about it too. What happens and how they betray, because it was a reason in the book that she treated them a certain way, but they weren't there in this situation. And then the book, I can say this, Nettles is the person that had Sheep Stealer, and that's who Rhaenyra was going after in the book. But this time it's actually Rhaena, who is Daemon's daughter and Baela's sister, which sets up something that can clear up something else in the book. I'm being very vague with this, but it also leads to a problem in the book, because it's with certain people who supposedly stayed still obey. If this happens in the book, will they actually stay? Because there's no reason for a certain thing to happen if it's her. How would Daemon, she's on the run right now, by the way. She went to the place she was at before. I forgot the name of it. Y'all can hit me in the comments. But she said, I'm not gonna help you, but you can stay here. I'm not gonna give you asylum, but I'm not gonna tell on you either, basically. So now her and Sheep Stealer is just living off the land. So I have no clue, but a dragon stays where a dragon stays, am I right? But I am curious if she's looking for, they don't know who it is yet, so I'm figuring that she could just go back and let Sheep Stealer take the fold for it, take the blame, and it'll be fine. Even though I don't know if she still leave it though, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know. What y'all think? But normally that's another person in a book that's not in this story, and they kind of combine them. But I am curious to how that's going to work, because Rhaenyra is going to find out that it was Rhaena. And the difference is, it's two people that's with her that I don't know how they react, because it's his daughter and her sister, as well as other people, the whole Corlys, who gave Alan his name now. Alan and Adam, and he gave Adam his name, and Alan is there too. So we had the whole family reunion with Corlys, Adam, Alan, and Baela. That was a dope scene in the show. I like that. Aegon got away after the Lannisters got in a fight in the road, and I don't know, they look goofy a lot of times. That part was goofy, but they got away. So that was interesting. I am very interested. A lot that's gonna happen. We're gonna have a full breakdown, a longer review tomorrow. I just want to get my immediate reaction and my thoughts out. I do appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you want a full detail where you can join the show, because it will be alive, you get that like and subscribe and notification bell. You don't have to. It'll be appreciated. And if you got a hype, you can use that on your boy if you enjoyed this reaction. But you can also go back to the other page, and on our live section, you can hit notification on that live and join us as we talk about it, and we can break down everything. I'm probably gonna go into further spoilers, and we might even go into the book on that. This one I'm more vague and everything, so I do appreciate you. Make sure again, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're out. House of the Dragon, season 3, episode 2, Queen's Landing. Westeros has changed and heads rolled. Peace.